Coronavirus is a virus which is a member of the Coronaviridae family, which only affects mammals and birds. The 2002 to 2004 SARS outbreak was also the member of the same family as the coronavirus. It is indeed a virus, which means that organism is only activated when it's inside a host. Therefore, allowing it inside a body so that we can act as a host for it is a big no-no. It has a very basic structure. Its outer membrane is made up of fat. The genetic material, which is RNA in case of coronavirus, is enclosed in an envelope called capsid. It mostly affects very specific areas of the body, which is the epithelial tissue of lungs, spleen and intestine, and the way it affects is very grim as well as interesting. On the ACE2 receptors of epithelial cells of lungs, spleen and intestines, the virus attaches itself and then releases its RNA in the cells. In an infected cell, the virus will take over the protein synthesis process of the cell, which is work of ribosomes. And for that, the virus will hijack all the ribosomes on rough endoplasmic reticulum of the cell. What happens in the ribosome of an infected cell is, instead of the RNA of the human cell, the virus will provide its own RNA, which will force the ribosome to produce proteins for virus to synthesize and multiply to make more viruses cells. When the infected cell has done its job for the virus, the self-destruct mode is activated, killing the cell and releasing all the new virus cells, which will repeat the process and damage the nearby tissue. This sudden damage in the epithelial tissue will trigger an immune response, and this response is what that causes our symptoms like cough, cold, body ache and fever. In a severe infection, our own helpful cells, namely the neutrophils and killer T cells, will come to fight on the battlefield, but due to the virus, they will go on a killing rampage and will kill more friends than enemies. In this murder spree of the cell, our immune system has already been weakened, and when the virus in our immune system calms down, the immune system has already done a lot of hard work, and the bacteria, which usually does not do any damage, will take over and infect the vulnerable points of our body. In compromised immune systems, the body will not be able to produce enough antibodies to fight off the virus. So for a last effort, they go in a kamikaze attack on the virus. The WBCs will trigger some chemical responses which will lead to leakage of bodily fluids in the lungs. This is considered a very serious condition because the lungs find trouble in transportation of oxygen to different parts of the body. But when our immune system is healthy, our body will catch on the fake virus responses and will clear the virus and bacteria from our body and will end up victorious over the virus. Here are some safety tips. Since the coronavirus is enclosed in a fat layer, soap is a very good weapon as it breaks that fat layer and destroys the virus. Following the obvious social distancing rule, it will help our social workers and medical warriors to do their job. Although things like wearing a mask, gloves are trivial, they should be mandatory for you to do.